Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And this video I've got two replays for you in the brand new Tier 8 Polish TD premium tank, the SDP WZ66 GROM. So I'll call it the GROM for short because it's just easier. And this tank has landed in the store today. So what I'll do is I'll go over some of the stats of this tank. So you've got top forward speed of 40 kilometers per hour with a top reverse speed of 15, internal fire chance of 20%, you've got 1300 hit points, and you have 241 meters of still concealment, 258 on the move, for 407 meter view range. Now that's what I've got with this current setup. Looking at the gun perks, you've got 7 degrees of gun depression, you've got 12.25 second reload, you've got 0.32 accuracy, and aim time in 2.19 seconds. Both your standard and premium rounds are APCR, and you'll do 260 millimeters penetration on your standard with 290 on your premium. You get 700 alpha on both those rounds with 890 on your HE, and the shell velocity, which is insane in my book, is 1400 meters per second on your standard with 1600 on your premium and 1000 on your HE rounds. As you can see there, the premium bonus you get is the usual, so 150% silver bonus as standard. So just looking at the armor then quickly, you can see this has some really good turret armor on the top of the turret. The hull is a bit squishy, so your preference is to hide the lower plate on this tank and just keep sort of the top of your turret exposed. So yeah, some nice decent armor there. The sides and the rear is obviously usual. You can see the fuel tanks are on the side of the tank, the engine's in the rear, and then the fuel tanks obviously on that side. You're going to be prone to getting set on fire, especially with that 20% fire risk there. And then your ammo rack is sort of like in the middle of the tank towards the rear of the turret. So looking at the equipment setup I run on this tank then, I've got gun rammer, advanced gun lane drive and camo net. I run on the perks, I've got Born Leader, Sixth Sense, Rapid Reload, Steady Aim, Situational Awareness, Camouflage Expertise, Muffled Shot, Silent Driving, and I run the Run and Gun perk. Reason being is because side to side it's got a very narrow gun arc, so when I'm sort of moving side to side it's good to have that Run and Gun perk. My preference to help, because you're going to be moving sort of side to side quite a bit if you're sort of trying to get if you're having to move your tank side to side to get your shots off, it's obviously going to affect the aim time, it's going to affect your gun bloom. So it's just, again, my preference. I kept that slot open quite a bit, to be fair, but I've decided that I think that is the best perk to run on that tank, in my opinion. So, I mean, you could run a camouflage perk if you wanted to, but I just think with the aim time, the accuracy does feel a little bit on the trolley side, but, again, to be expected for, the amount of alpha you do. It's a huge alpha gun, so to be expected. So anyway, moving on to the replays then, to sort of show off this tank and show basically what it's like. The first replay we're on Prokhorovka. Now, spoiler alert, I don't have any Ace Tanker replays. I literally just picked this tank up at lunchtime today and had about an hour's worth of gameplay to try and get you some gameplay, so we can sort of do a review on it. So don't expect the greatest quality. The second game is quite good, I must admit. That is pretty decent, but for the first replay here, it's just going to be sort of run-of-the-mill type replay. And we're on Prokhorovka here, which is a perfect tank destroyer map. Now we're going to aim in on the ISM, but somehow we managed to catch a tank in front of it that is actually blind, which does happen quite a bit on Prokhorovka. And obviously coming to the one line here, it's the obvious point you see there. We just slapped the shot into the Earthshaker. Now, if I'm going to be honest, the best part of this tank is the shell velocity. I am absolutely amazed at how good the shell velocity is on the premium rounds, and that's why I run all premium, just because that 1600 meters per second snaps so quick. Honestly, I can't think for the life of me, maybe the K91. I don't even think the Leopard is up there, even with sort of the shell velocity buffs with this tank. This is definitely one of the best tanks in the game for shell velocity. I can't think of anything else that has anything as good or if better. Like I say, maybe a couple of tier 10 tank destroyers or medium tanks might have better shell velocity or as good shell velocity, but 1600 meters per second is just absolutely ridiculous. Like I say, you do have to give the gun a bit of time to aim in. That is one of the downsides of this tank, but again, like I say, it negates that good shell velocity and obviously the high alpha that you do have on this tank. Like I say, you're hitting for 700. That's quite high for a tier 8 tank, so to be expected. To be truthful, the armor is good, top tier. If I'm honest, again, not had enough gameplay, sort of bottom tier, to find out what it's like against tier 10s. I imagine it probably isn't going to hold up well at all against your tank destroyers or sort of high penetrating guns. So your British heavies and stuff like that. I could be wrong. I think if you probably have it angled where you're using your maximum amount of gun depression, not that there's much for 7 degrees, but if you're in that position where you kind of got your turret sort of angled a little bit away from the tank that you're facing, then yeah, there is potential that you could get some good bounces just through auto ricochets. But like I say, I haven't had enough gameplay sort of at tier 10 to kind of find out, to test that theory and see how it works. So yeah, like I say, that's kind of you have to just sort of like go and experience that for yourself sort of thing. But if I'm honest, knowing tier 10 as it is, those TDs going to go through you. And probably the same with tier 9, I think, as well. You might be a little bit more fortunate with tier 9 that frontal armor working, but like I say, hide your lower plate because anything will go through your lower plate as it stands with that armor. But yeah, the top armor on your turret should suffice quite well, sort of top tier. So anyway, we finished that replay. We come second place. Like I say, it wasn't really much to sort of shout about. It was just sort of just to discuss the tank in general. So yeah, we did pick up 3k damage, 1 kill and just over 1000 assist. But like I say, this replay, yeah, it's a hell of a lot better, and probably it may well have turned out. Well, I'm not going to spoil it. We'll just get into it. But yeah, so we're on Moravanka here. We are top tier again in this replay. And yeah, it's we're gonna see that shell velocity truly in action here. Now I'm going over to the right here because I want to get in a position where I can get some shots onto the heavy tanks that are potentially in the corner that I know are going to be sort of camping that middle section. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sort of head over to this corner, try and see if I can get shots on anything on the hill, and maybe trying to contest this middle section here, sort of around the EF2-3 area. So also there's quite a few bushes here, so I can use my concealment to my advantage. And yeah, so that's what we're gonna do. It's a typical sort of TD area to play, but you do have to be careful. There are chance that you could get out spotted, and you can see the tanks that are right at me are taking a few shots, and we are taking a little bit of a gamble here. We get the first shot off there for 739 through the roof of that IS-2-2. Now we're just sort of, we see that GROM at the top there, that enemy GROM, but unfortunately he's just disappeared, which is a shame. If he had stayed lit, I probably would have just managed to poke a shot into the bottom plate of that tank. Yeah, so we're just sort of biding our time here, just waiting to see what our team can manage to spot up. There we go, see the Panzerjäger just gets absolutely wiped out there. The accuracy is troll. Oh yeah, it doesn't look like it. We are having a bit of a better game here for the accuracy, which you will see. But yeah, you do have to give it time. You do have to aim the shot in. Try not to snap your shots as much as possible, because if you do, the chances are it's going to miss. Yeah, it's that sort of standard Polish accuracy, which does slap when it hits, but it's whether it'll hit. So do bear that in mind. So we're going to sort of line up the shot potential in this bulk horror, but he just gets back. I didn't want to take the shot because I didn't want to waste a shot on that tank. You have to sort of aim for the cheeks in the bulk horror. But we did pick up a shot on that enemy TD, getting our second kill of the game. We're up to 1300 damage here. It's not been too bad a start. I'm just looking at the map and I'm just sort of concerned that we don't really have much map control over in the forest area. Which is a danger on Maravanka. If you don't split the force sort of reasonably or equally, then it could become a bit of a problem towards the end of the game. So again, there's not much sort of being lit up here. We can see this heavy tank in front of us is possibly making a bit of an advance. 40 TP is now making a move, but unfortunately just didn't give me enough time to aim in that shot and potentially kill him off as he came down. He could be a bit of a problem here because you could potentially outspot us. Then this is KV4 here. Slapped a shot in. I'm surprised I didn't get spotted there. Now I'm going to sort of knock over this tree because I want to give some cover while I take some shots. But now we notice, I think it's a heavy tank. Yeah, the bulk horror again is crossing, but just not giving me enough to sort of put a shot in or warrant a shot. But we do get a shot into that KV4 KTTS, which we take out for our third kill there, putting us up to 2.6k damage. Now you can see the enemies sort of starting to advance, starting to push in, we've got quite a few more targets now to try and get shots off on. See, there's the enemy tank destroyer in front of us, but can't get a shot on him. The bulk horror is poking, but not giving us sort of a strong enough guarantee of a penetrating shot, so I'm not going to take that. I only wanted to take shots that I knew were going to sort of that were going to pen. Now I'm a little bit worried this side is starting to collapse, so I'm pulling back a little bit to try and get in a bit more of a safer position. Kind of feel like this flank is going to fall a little bit, and you can see we are starting to sort of lose numbers here with 3 tanks down. It's not looking very promising at the moment. Got this comet to the right of us. I was going to take that comet out, but I think he's just been taken up by a friendly Panzerjäger. So again, I'm going to focus because CSI is 2-2, and we slap the shell in there for our 4th kill, bring us up to 3.2k damage. But now this flank is starting to fall, and I need to sort of start putting some shots in if I can. Don't really have any shots on anything at the moment. That's the problem. We don't really have any vision. We'd sort of had a medium tank to the right, sort of where we were spotting up this middle. We probably could have done a lot more of a better job of clearing these tanks out. So like I say, 700 alpha damage. It's pretty much 2-shot in most tier 8 tanks, to be perfectly honest with you. Maybe a 3-shot on heavies, but what I'm saying is you can get these tanks down and sort of come the end game. You can start to clear up. This tank does come into its own. Personally, it's a good tank. Don't think it's broken, if I'm honest. I don't think it's overpowered. I think the speed of it, it's pretty average. Camo's pretty good on it, but again, I don't think it's. I just don't think it's that broken, if I'm honest. That's my personal opinion. Like I say, I've only had an hour of it, so my thoughts may change as time goes on. But I think there's enough average points about this tank to warrant it not completely busted like like other tank destroyers that have come out recently that shall remain nameless, but they hover around tier 9. Anyway, so yeah, that's just my opinion. It's not fact. You guys make up whatever opinion you want. That's the beauty of the world. That's the beauty of this game. We can all have sort of varied difference of opinions on this tank or new tanks that come out. but I do think it's good. You know, that shell velocity is ridiculous. Yeah, extremely good. But yeah, you can see here it's this game's sort of panning out now to sort of be a bit of a loss. Yeah, we're up to 5 kills. Trying to see if we can get a shot on this tank destroyer. We've got artillery sort of firing us now. Slap a shot into that Hori there, putting him down to a 1-shot. And yeah, unfortunately there we take a shot from the enemy GROM. It's actually a 1-shot to us, which is a bit unfortunate. Maybe I could have just sort of kept an eye on my rear there. Maybe I could have took a shot off the Hori. Probably should have, to be fair. I'd rather take a shot off that than the enemy GROM. But yeah, it's down to a 1v4 now, and RC's just put a shot into me, putting me down to 17 hit points. Yeah, we're kind of unfortunate that we've not really been able to have made this game a win. So yeah, we're just waiting for the inevitable now, which is, you know, for a tank to come up behind us, which is the enemy GROM, which takes us out. Yeah, real unfortunate there, because I think had we sort of gone on to get the win, we may have even got the ace there. But you know, we picked up 6 kills. We actually came 3rd on the board, considering we're on the losing, you know, team. That's pretty decent. 5.7k damage, only tiny bit of assistance. Picking up the first class and the high caliber and the top gun medal at the same time, and yeah, it's just a bit unfortunate. But overall, yeah, I do quite like the GROM. Like I say, that shell velocity is probably the highlight of it. It just, you know, boom, dead, boom, you know, shot. I think you can certainly, it's certainly a tank that can kind of hold its own at tier 10, I think, as well. Like I say, the armor, I don't know if it's going to stand up well enough to tier 10 tanks. My instincts tell me probably not when it comes up against the tier 10 tank destroyers and high penetrating tanks. But overall, as a tank, when I think you get it top tier, this is going to be strong, and I think there's going to be a lot of people who are going to have some ridiculous games in it. And yeah, I'm hoping that I can sort of go out and take it out a bit more and give it a bit more of a thorough testing. But at the moment, guys, just thought I'd sort of put something out there for you to have a look at, you know, give you an idea of what the tank is about before you go sort of spending your hard-earned money on it. It is in store for about, I think the basic, just the tank itself is just over 7,000 gold, which isn't that bad, I don't think, for a tier 8 tank destroyer. Not bad price at all, so you can spend a bit more on, you know, sort of the loaded or the ultimate package. But yeah, the basic one, let's say just about 7,000 gold. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. That is it for now. Like I say, if I can get some more games in it, decent games, I'll put them up on the channel. But for now, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. Do comment on the channel. Let us know your thoughts on the tank. Have you got it? How do you get on with it? And as always, I'll catch you next time.